So something needs to change desperately. Someone replied to my post and said, you have to be stealthy when being homeless. I was arrested for trespassing and I woke up in a jail cell. And I had to be in jail for about a month. I lost everything, my clothes, my wallet, my social security number, my license, my sleeping bag, basically everything. I had to start all over. And now I have a misdemeanor record for trespassing. So at least I learned my lesson. And now jobs are kind of hard to get. Okay. They're keeping us dependent on their solutions for homelessness, which is like a job and like a homeless shelter and like go to the DMV and get an ID. And it's like, it's all, so from beginning to end, the whole thing is depressing and disgusting. And something needs to change. There's addiction. There's drug addiction. Why do people do drugs? Is it because, like, I don't know, maybe things are too hard? I don't really know. I don't want to say that I know, but I just know that people need things. People need ownership. And something has to change. So I've been writing letters all the time. And so what I do with the letters is, letters and emails, right? So what I do with the letters is I ask for help. I ask what the hell is going on. And then I propose new ideas. So ideas are fun, right? Because some of them are actually good. And I actually asked AI to solve this problem. AI says, reinvent land use with micro homesteading contracts. That's interesting. Offer small plots of land for gardening, temporary shelters, or micro businesses. AI is basically saying to make use of unused land. God, how do I say this? It's cringe, but what I'm trying to tell you is, okay, so contracts built on mutual respect, human trust. So what if we just like ask people who own a lot of land to let us manage it and like live on it and build on it? You know what I mean? Like a human connection, instead of turning land ownership into this thing that has to be profited off of. And so money is king in our current world, it seems, but I mean, I don't want to accept that as truth. I don't want to accept that like forever. So things have to change. If you're with me and you know that things have to change, then let's fucking figure this out. So leave a comment. Leave a comment, first of all. Say anything. Share your story. Share an idea. And share feedback. And then step 2, in the description, I will put something. I will put something in the description. Whether it be notes for, like, collaborative notes. We can collaborate and we can write notes on what to do. We can write new ideas, but something has to change. Something has to fucking change, because this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Can you give me a second? I want to read another comment. Please. When I worked at a public library, there were a couple dozen homeless people standing outside the doors wanting to get in. As soon as the doors were unlocked, they would rush in and grab their favorite spots until closing time 12 hours later. And they were dragging bags and suitcases, and it looked like it was an airport with people rushing by with their luggage. They would sit there for 12 hours a day watching movies on their phones. So the longest I was homeless, and I'm going to be homeless again, by the way, but not right now, but the longest I was homeless was a month and a half, and I just remember, like, even though, like, okay, no, I remember all I was really doing was watching my phone, and it was kind of fucked up. Like, because there's not much that homeless people can do sometimes. You know, like, you can't build a shelter because it'll be taken down because we live in this fucking tyrannical state, right? But something has to change. Something has to change. And we're going to do this peacefully. And by the way, peace, the desire to be peaceful, I don't think it's going to last forever. Sometimes people, so there are people, not me, but there are people who are homeless who are being fucked over at every single turn. And it is those people who the desire for peace will run out. But for people who are still ready to be peaceful and who have been fucked over, like, let's work towards something. So leave a comment and look in the description. That's all I'm asking of you. If you have the time, something has to change. So this person says no trace camping is always wise, and it reduces the bad impression that homeless people have. But it's like, why would a homeless person camp and then leave a bunch of trash? Is it because they gave up on the world? I don't entirely understand that. As a homeless person, I'm always like being completely respectful, leaving things better than I found them. But then again, like, there's another group of homeless people that are just fucking on drugs and are like, I don't know. I want to say given up on life. I want to say that. I don't know if that's true. In my pride and in my arrogance, I want to say that, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. But it could be true. Like when you see a tent and there's just fucking trash everywhere, that could very well be giving up on life. And if they did give up on life, I don't fucking blame them, because it's near impossible to get ownership in this fucking tyrant state. It's depressing what's happening, but we're gonna clearly define the problem, and then we're gonna fucking collaborate and like make notes and like figure this shit out. Like we're gonna fucking figure this out. I promise you. Come with me. Like, so I have walked into the darkness a little bit, and I have seen some solutions. And now I'm going to reach my hand back, and I'm going to ask that you come with me on this journey of making things better. Don't do fentanyl. Don't do alcohol. Like, what I'm saying is, don't get addicted. Don't get addicted, because your cognitive power is needed in order to make things better. And mark my words, one day things will change. They're changing, actually. But I want to direct you to the comments and to the description. And that's it. That's all I have to say. In my decade of struggling with homelessness, my number one priority was getting out of the city. There are more services for homeless in cities, but they are more dangerous. So there's services. But the problem is that we're dependent on these services, and that the services don't address root problems, do they? I don't think that they do. I haven't heard of a homeless helping service that addresses root problems. I think that a root problem would be land ownership, and how land is being controlled by money across, I would say, the whole world, but I'm only familiar with the United States. Probably the whole world, since I think, like, I don't know. But please help. Like, fuck, man. So get out of the city. This person's saying to get out of the city. Make personal I was able to make more personal connections with locals that led to more opportunities for odd jobs and eventually housing. Some people, so the world is very different, and there's a lot of different stories. There's a lot of the same kind of situations, but there's a lot of different outcomes. That is factual. And so whatever bias you have in your mind about, like, you'll never escape homelessness, like, fucking, you might have to throw it away, or at least, like, deconstruct it a little bit, because this person right here found success. There's a lot of people who have found success with homelessness. I'm gonna find success. I'm gonna find success. I'm gonna find success. Because I will not accept not finding success. Because, number one, I have to lead by example. Number two, I have to write all this shit down and then get this shit, hopefully, ideally, I would write something very, very useful down, like a guide on how to find ownership in a specific, achievable, budget-friendly way, and it's completely new. This is my life's work, by the way. And so I would do that, and then it would be accessible, ideally, to all homeless people. Like, but the point is, I kind of want to try. I want to try. By the way, there's a lot of people out there who will hear that you want to try, and then they'll be like, they'll leave a comment, and they'll be like, well, that simply cannot be. And then they'll give the reasons why it can't be. And then to that I say, dude, you're not helping anyone. So if it is factually true that there is no hope and there is no escape from this hellish system that we've created, if that is factually true, then who does that really help? I suppose it helps you if you want to accept, to sort of like stealth camp and like find programs for assistance. And that's good if you want to do it and you can actually have a meaningful life doing it. But for some people, something will be missing. And again, the world is complex. The neighbor's yelling at her kid. But it's just, something has to fucking change. Are you with me or not? Thank you, by the way.